What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Stellar Lumens to USD. We are also going to be looking at the current coin market cap, as well as doing some charting in regards to where exactly I think the price is going to go within the cryptocurrency, what exactly is happening right now. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you right after this. So guys, today's my last day in Toronto, Ontario, or Toronto in Canada, and then I'll be heading home where you guys will be able to see me in my normal office setting in the normal videos that I usually make. But otherwise, just bear with through today's episode and everything will be okay. First things first, I did look at the articles that are floating around the news and on the internet, and nothing does seem to really catch my attention in regards to sharing with you guys. But I do want to jump into the market cap and then go on from there and discuss what exactly is happening within the charting and analysis here. So as we are on the market cap right now, you'll notice we are at 264, similar to yesterday. 24-hour volume has gone down since yesterday, and Bitcoin dominance is 68.2%. Now, top 10 cryptocurrencies, actually everything seems to be down except for Bitcoin. Bitcoin maintaining that sideways movement, but you'll notice Ethereum and all the other cryptos are starting to retrace. And just by looking at the charts, you can just clearly see a downtrend on every crypto. For the most part, they're all showing some sort of downtrend. So that's very interesting, something I would like to explain and try to trace and find out for you guys. But literally the entire market seems to be down today, which is interesting. Not really, well, it's pretty significant. It's not like it's down 1 or 2%. It's actually down 3, 4, 5%. Litecoin trading number 4.5 compared to 5.5. So we're still a little less than 1 billion away from beating Bitcoin Cash and jumping into the number 4 spot. But otherwise, jumping right into the charting, you'll notice, let's look at Litecoin right now. Yeah, there's definitely a downtrend here. Very interesting. Definitely some interesting conversation compared to yesterday's video, which was in regards to the coin holding on to a support. So what exactly do I mean by that? So let's go off on here. It's kind of hard. I want to start with Litecoin, but I also like Bitcoin too, so we might switch over to that. Let's see. Yeah, so let's do Bitcoin. All right, so every so often I have to refresh Google Chrome so it works faster for you guys, and I reset Bitcoin on TradingView here on Google Chrome, and it deleted my lines. So I went back in trying to figure out where these lines were, and I redrew some of these. So if you guys do have me on Patreon, you should be updated with that. So definitely check that out. Patreon, for those of you who don't know, is a way for you guys to get access to all my charts. This makes graphing, charting, analysis, everything easier because I supply that. There's also a great growing community, so I highly recommend you check it out. It is the first link in the description. But moving in, you can see the uptrend right here, followed by resistance. We were tracing that my charts that Bitcoin was going to trade out of the lines that we were in, that Bitcoin was going to trade outside. And I had this up here, about there, and I had drawn this here, pretty much indicating resistance as well as an uptrend, and we kind of broke through it, which you saw right here. I had the graph like this, and we broke through it about 4 days ago. And then when I graphed it today, I noticed that I believe the pattern is wrong. I think it's smarter to just go by the candles and not by the wicks. What I mean by that is the wicks aren't that strong and they can really show a flash of volume, but in regards to where the price actually is and where the candle closes is a bigger indicator. So I have said it in the past, but I wouldn't necessarily go by the wicks themselves. So with that being said, we now seem to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points of resistance, and we didn't actually break through the major symmetrical triangle that you guys can clearly see on Bitcoin. So what does that mean moving forward? So it shows a couple of things. Not only are we retesting the red band, I believe it is right here on the high-low middle moving average, we did retest the green band. We seem to be really fluctuating right now, having a lot of difficulty staying above the uptrend as well as the high-low MMA. But if things do play out sideways, we did see that resistance, we did see that pullback, it did affect the rest of the market, but we're starting to see this uptrend really hold right now, which is a great thing. Now there is a resistance support right here that I want to put. I don't know why I moved that. That kind of cuts through the center of the symmetrical triangle. You can see where that support has been used in the past. Right now we did break bearish through that, so this is acting as a resistance. So we're kind of caught right now in the center of a bunch of price movements and volume, as well as downward and upwards pressure. So it all is getting in close right here. So with drawing these charts on, if you have a different chart, definitely make sure to send that to me via email. It's linked in this, also in the description. You can see that there is an interesting pattern forming here, and it's pretty much extended the length of the breakout. So what I had around September 19th, which was right around where we are now, or a couple days ago, you can see it got extended out to about the 27th, which I know is a little too late. I'd maybe say the 26th to the 25th is about where I'm calling movement. So being the 22nd, we only have 3 days. So I do think a lot will happen this week that we'll have to pay close attention to, because I think this week will be the biggest, deciding factor as to where we are going to go. That's kind of what we're hanging out right here for. For those of you who disagree with technical analysis, please explain, your reasoning or your judgment on a chart like this. I'd really like to know, because there are some clear indicators of patterns forming within, the uptrend. The fact that we can just draw these lines right here and right here, and the price holds it ever so exact, does give us reason to find, patterns. When we draw a downtrend and an uptrend with lower highs and higher lows that come to a point, we know that's where volume is going to move to. And you can also see the volume waves slowly get more close together, and they die down and start trading out sideways. So I do think technical analysis is useful. We have a couple more days left, but with this being said, we may have hit the low right now, which is great within Bitcoin. So I think that will also take place within Litecoin, Ethereum, XLM. I think tomorrow will be a day of green. I think we hit the bottom. On Bitcoin, to be honest with you. I really do think this was the bottom, and the bottom is in, and I think we're going to start heading up right now. Moving on back to Litecoin, you'll notice Litecoin is doing some very interesting things. I had this uptrend to see whether or not we were going to use this, and it looks to me like it isn't, so I'd like to just delete it for right now. And we'll see kind of how we play out right now, because there is still possibility that we can break back above it and then trend up higher. But right now it looks to me like the biggest support and benefactor is this $72 support or $70 support. It's really holding the price of Litecoin higher than the break-even point, depending on where you bought in, or these previous lows. So I don't think we're going to break through 72, given that Bitcoin it is trading at a bottom, and I do think it hit a support. I do think Litecoin will build that momentum and eventually retest 83. We got close a couple of days ago, but I think it's going to swing back up again, given that some of the other cryptos like Ethereum entered overbought, and I believe Stellar Lumens also entered overbought. So when we did shoot up, and XLM and Ethereum also shot up as well, they pretty much called the top, which is interesting. So you can see this right here, which was 3 days ago, was very similar to what Ethereum did 3 days ago in Stellar Lumens. So the fact that these two, Ethereum and XLM, entered overbought, it pretty much was also intertwined with Litecoin hitting a top and Bitcoin hitting a top, even though they were not overbought. So very interesting. So that gives me reason to believe Ethereum and XLM as well have something to do with here. So not only is Ethereum hitting a support right now, we consolidated back down to 59, so it gives us support to move up. But we hit a bottom at 206 with this green band. XLM hit a bottom right here at 0.06, and to me it looks like we're gonna start to head back up soon. Bitcoin also hit a bottom here. It's hard to tell on Litecoin. You can consider the 72 to be a bottom, but if I am certain, the top 4 cryptocurrencies that we have right now should be in fact bottomed out and ready to start to move up to those higher levels. So I think it's only a matter of time, and then we'll start to trade back up, I think by tomorrow, if not the following day. Otherwise, guys, that is going to wrap up today's episode. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.